Yo, what's up, man? You know what I mean? We gotta have a conversation today. But before we do that, let's do this.
Kissy on the track.
Yeah, we're back. Let's get into it. I don't know if you people been keeping up with the news, which is kind of crazy, to kind of see what's going on out here in the world. And I really had to kind of touch on this situation that happened. I don't know if you know what I mean, if you people heard about it, but I know some people did. And this happened, I think this came around about Friday. You know, my son was going to, stay with his mom for the weekend, and the story came out. And then she kind of called me and said he was acting up within a couple of hours and brought him back home. And then, hearing this story, just like the whole situation just made it crazy because what it was all about. So let me go and show you what the story's about. Let's let's rock into it and go from there.
Would you build a website for me more than a million users? Oh wait. Well, disturbing details about Milwaukee dying at the hands of her 10 son. I read the complaint of the child confessed to his aunt of using a firearm her last week, Monday, at close range inside their home near 8th and Calumet on Milwaukee's north side. Now, when asked why, the document revealed the child admitted that he had retrieved the gun because he was mad at her for waking him up at 6 a.m. Usually sleeps until 6:30. The document goes on to say he admitted that he would not allow him to have something from Amazon that he wanted to have. He accessed his mobile account and ordered the item on Amazon the next day. That boy now charged as an adult first degree reckless homicide.
I'm surprised they did that. They did not tell him what was the item. So for you that don't know what the item is, I'm gonna go into what the item
First
is.
at 5, disturbing new details. A 10-year-old boy charged with killing his own mother.
Police say he pulled it. He pulled the trigger because he had to buy something on. Let's get right to.
Alright. She wouldn't let him buy this right here. This is a VR set. My son has one. He's only a year older than this boy that did that. And obviously, this is the same reason why my son ended up coming home, is because he was playing with this, and he can't really see anything, and he hit the wall, and she like, yo, stop hitting the wall, and he hits the wall, and he gets upset, he start, talking crazy. She wants him home. So when he gets here, and I'm like, you're gonna have to put that up. But I don't think it's right for a child to get so angry where he has to over something like this, bro. Like I don't. If you have young children that's born in this internet days, you really got to keep up with them, because they think this shit is like real life, and it's so sad because as I'm hearing about the story and I'm reading about it, and I'm watching the videos on it, and then I have a boy myself that's only a year older. Literally, I get a call after I just seen the story about it. Like, yo, he gotta come back to you, because with me he act right. That's why kids need their dads. But it was just like, wow. You know what I mean? My son's only a year older. Like, that's crazy. And he has one of those. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And I have these conversations with my kid, like, yo, you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, that ain't real life. You gotta be out here, you gotta meet people, you gotta know people. But you have to understand, like, more than just that. That's a that's a facade. It's a toy. It's something to play with. But you have to deal with real people, real emotions. You know, to go beyond that, like I don't know. Now, obviously, this young boy took his own mom's life and don't, and he's in the system basically forever, because they're treating him as an adult, so he's done. And and it's kind of like crazy. It was like she didn't have nobody, because even her own family, like if you read more and you go into it and you see more about the story of this, the family that she did have knew this kid was, you know what I mean, and he, as a young man you know, wasn't thinking straight. They said something about, he had a pet and he was swinging around by his tail, but he's a 4-year-old. That was at that age. It wasn't at the age he's at now, but he did something more horrendous at being 10 years old. But compared to just swinging a pet around, grabbing the tail, I knew babies that grabbed pets' tails when they was babies. So, really that don't, but they said this 10-year-old was really challenging. They have to have cameras in the house to really look after him. I don't know. They're growing up in a different age. You got the social media, this internet. It's very dangerous if they don't use it right or use it correctly. In their eyes, just being on it is using it correctly. But no, you really got to know, because at the end of the day, one day my son, going at it with some kids, I'm like, just turn it off. Turn it off. Like, literally, turn it off. You ain't going to hear them no more. You know what I mean? To be arguing with somebody across the world. Or even just taking that and getting upset because you arguing with somebody because you killed them and they said you cheating. Like, you don't have to, you can turn the mics off. Like, I don't, don't take that personal. Or don't even take it seriously. It's not real. So, if you have young children, please just kind of, because right now we live definitely in a dangerous world. It ain't just these younger kids. It's these teenagers. They out here not paying attention. They kind of be in their own world. Some of them think they know it all and don't really know the truth and what they're getting themselves into. Like I'll be out here. I see young girls like walking through the streets and their head is in their phone, not even looking in their surroundings. And there's so many young girls getting snatched because they're not keeping their head up. They're all on their phone. Very dangerous. And it's like, I don't know, man. I'm just one of them people. I'm just very observant. Like I can go to a club, go to somebody's house with somebody, and he might know the people. He bring me with him, or he or she, whatever, and we just go. I got my eyes up. I'm looking at what's going on, how people are moving. I ain't gotta actually know what you're saying, but if I'm seeing how you moving, it gets me, all right, I gotta get up out of here. I ain't gonna be in here too long. I can tell the vibe. Somebody's just a little too drunk. But, whatever. How you move, you could just tell. Like even the females too. Like you could just how you move. Maybe she's overdrunk. She might say that. Could talk. You know what I mean? It could be anybody. You gotta keep your eyes open. You gotta pay attention to your surroundings. You gotta see the room. You know what I mean? Like you gotta see the room. It's just you know what I mean. So that's even for the outside. Just gotta pay attention to what's going on. But you know what I mean. I feel bad for that family. God bless that mom. That young boy, he's just gonna basically know the system. That's all he gonna know. So he ain't gonna know nothing. If he ever even comes home, that's all he gonna know. He's just gonna know the jail system, and that's just for him he's gonna be right back in there. Cause that's all he gonna know coming up. He basically gonna learn his manhood, his life, all that in there. Not knowing how to get a girlfriend, just being so so young. You know what I mean? You're not even gonna see how the world's gonna change, cause you're gonna be in there. But you know what I mean? Comment, subscribe, like. I'm back at it. You know what I mean? His opinion, her opinion, and the truth. Doing it on the dolly. So holla at me. You know what I mean? You know, share it up, thumbs it up. Alright, holla. That's what we about in life.